Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new series on my channel. I am the Hat Guy, and I welcome you to Kingdoms and Castles, the Merchants and Ports update. This is a brand new update for Kingdoms and Castles, due to come out very soon. It's currently in preview version, available in the Steam Next Version preview branch, I believe. And it's a phenomenal update for this quite unique city building kind of. Is it really a strategy? It's not really a strategy game. It's more of a city building game. And in this episode, instead of being stuck with in this game even. Yeah, in this update, instead of being stuck with medium version worlds of roughly this size, which is good, but it's a bit small if you want to build a sprawling kingdom, they have finally brought out large versions of the map, which are roughly twice the size. They've also brought in these sort of island maps, separated out between each other with deep water, like you can see here. All of this here is deep water with shallow water around it. You've still got fresh water and salt water like you would have in the last update, but with this deep water it can separate each individual island from the mainland. So you've got one big island over here, one over here. Although this one, I believe, is connected to that one because it doesn't have... No, it is separated by deep water. It's just hard to see. But, yes, let's look for a nice map. Surprisingly enough, I think this one looks fairly good. Although it's mainly one piece of land with one island. Let's keep having a look. This one looks more promising. I'm looking for a map with 2 large islands and a couple of small ones dotted around. Something more like this, but actually, do you know what? This map is almost perfect. So you've got a big mainland, little island up there, little island down there, and a slightly bigger sort of mainlandy island over here. I think we might settle on this one. I think we will indeed. I think I'll choose green for this go. And here we are. Let's find somewhere decent to place our keep. I think there. It's close to this here, which is fertile land, very fertile land, which is good for growing on to start with. So the first things we're going to do, plonk down some roads. Let's plonk down some hovels as well to keep my men happy. And they're all going to starve to death. Great! So, to start with, we will start chopping some of these trees. Sadly, with this game, there is no real end game to it. It's a case of build as much as you can until we fill the map up, really. I've played a few maps. This isn't the first playthrough I've had on the next version branch, but it will be the first one I've recorded. I also believe this is going to be one of the few videos on YouTube previewing this preview version. So that's a good thing. Especially given the way that YouTube is treating their smaller content creators now, thanks to the fallout from a certain YouTuber, who I won't mention, mainly because I've forgotten his name. But, yes. So, that is going to make things difficult for monetization, but that's good for you early viewers of my channel. You don't have to put up with adverts yet, so that's a bonus for you lot. The more you support me, the bigger chance there is of getting adverts on the channel. That's just a fact of life, isn't it? I'm sorry, but I can't change the way that, you know, finances work and all of that. But please, like and subscribe and help me fill my goal of becoming a YouTube sensation. Although I do need to practice my voicing over and video editing skills and pretty much everything else, really. I will be honest, I'm pretty crap at this so far. But you got to start somewhere, as my mum always said. You've got to start somewhere. I don't think that's something you should ever say. You know, I can sit here and waffle for England, so I will try. I will try my very hardest to waffle for England throughout my playthrough. So, start by cutting down some more trees. I need to find some stone. Some mineable stone. And I've plonked myself in a pretty bad spot when it comes to finding stone. I should have really placed myself over here. I was more concerned about feeding my peasants to start with. Although really I should have plonked myself over here. Then I could have mined this stone over here. But you know, I should have paid more attention before I plopped my keep down. It's not the end of the world. I mean, it's not good, but things could be worse, let's put it that way. So I'm thinking we've got to put a road out this way. Where am I going to put the road out? Because we've evidently got a big bunch of farming land over here. So where is my town going to go? Am I going to have to pretty much decimate this this forest surrounding my keep, aren't I? Just to get enough supplies and such like to survive. I'll run it on a little bit faster. I am going to, because I'm going to put a wall up here eventually. I want to wall in my keep. I do on most playthroughs. So it's either the wall's going to go here. Actually, no. The road's going to go along here. We're going to have the wall over here because this is going to pass through. I'll probably knock down that hovel eventually. And I'll try and expand the town out this way. This way. I have built myself into a bit of a situation here. Because I've got loads of really good growing land, but not anywhere to build a decent sized city. Because I'd cover up all of this really good growing land. Bugger. I have well and truly sodded myself over this game. It wouldn't be the first time I've done it in a game, so it probably won't be the last. So I'm going to put a road down here. I mean, I could put a road down here. No, we're going to put a road down here, which will then join up with one over here, because I can build piers and stuff out onto this sort of shallow water over here. I can build piers which allow me to build buildings onto it, so we can sort of expand the city out into the water, which I think is going to have to be the plan for this major capital. So we'll have most of my city around here. We'll probably have a few houses and a little hamlet over here, joining up around here. In fact, we might have that as the town. We'll see how things progress. But, that'll be why we haven't got anybody chopping wood, because we don't have anybody chopping wood. Because all of the jobs are taken. All of the people are employed, which is not a bad thing, but is also not a good thing when I need to chop loads of wood. So I'm not going to put the road down here, which means I can have a sort of internal road around the castle keep with a wall down here. Does that also mean which way is the castle going to expand? This way? I'm stuck now for ideas. I'm second. I've got second thoughts on putting the road down here now. I'm thinking, saying sod it, pushing it all the way up here, and then I haven't got any stone over here, do I? No, all of the stones on is up here, which is a pretty ridiculous place to put it. A nice feature I've noticed in this update is when you go over to unexplored lands like this, you may have noticed that that all that comes through on the background music is the drum beat. So if I trundle back over here, you get all the strings and whatnot come in. Then you fade over to here, and all those strings fade out into the background. And you just sort of get the drums and a few atmospheric noises go with it, which is quite nice. It adds quite a bit of depth to this game on its soundtrack. Because I will be honest, the sound in this game isn't. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not a bad thing in this game, but it's not one of its strong points. There could be improvements made. It's as I say though, it's not bad in its current incarnation. Have we even got anybody chopping wood yet? No. So I'm going to close all of those farms to start with, and we're just going to get people chopping wood. So let's chop this forest down. We will make way for the road. Not sure which way we're going to go over here. Yeah, it's primed for another sort of towny bit over here. So the aim for this playthrough is to try and give each town its own individual theme and individual character, which I did on another playthrough a couple of weeks ago. And it worked okay. I will be honest, there's not a great deal of flexibility when it comes to different buildings and different wall types and such like, but we can make do, especially when we get a good deal of wood coming in, because we're going to have plenty of forestry bits and pieces up here. To be honest, this is a good place to build a big city. I think this might end up being the de jure sort of capital, and we'll have a bigger city possibly over here, where we have over in this area, where we have loads of barren land, which is not very good for growing. I should have put my main keep there to start with, but as I say, mistakes can be made, especially if you don't look at the map too closely before you start building on it. But this is good. I like this map because we've got a good chance of having some different islands. So we've got a little island over there, we've got a little island over here, we've got a fairly big little island over there. And that's it. We haven't got any tiny islands. They are really challenging to build up. But yeah, we don't have any little islands, which is barely enough room to grow anything, so that's a plus, I suppose, on this playground. But I can see having several towns built on this main island. But we've got to get our town built to start with, which is easier said than done. Well, actually, this is this is Kingdoms and Castles. It's not that difficult. It's I will be honest, it's not got a huge learning curve. It is fairly basic, fairly easy to play through. I believe I'm on the hardest mode on here, so that should add a little bit of a challenge. Not a huge challenge though, as I say. It's not the most complicated of games to master, but yeah, we'll see. So I was going to put the road up there. Does that mean I'm going to put the walls here? Probably, I suppose. Oh yes. I'm going to have the barracks here, with my chamber of war over here, my great hall over here, surround the whole thing in walls. We'll have a few little bits and pieces over here as well, like your wells and such like. But before we can build a well, we need a quarry, and in order to get a quarry, we need to get a road over there. So we need to start building some roads. Okay, what am I thinking? Road down there? So let's get rid of that one. Nothing on there anyway, we'll get rid of that. So we'll bring the road along here. I mean, that's fairly... that's sort of already there, isn't it? That hole in the forest, that clearing. Let's just cut all of this. Cutting all of this wood's a good thing, because we need wood anyway. And it'll help us build our city. So it's no big loss. We'll start growing some soon anyway, so it's not going to be a big problem. So yeah, let's get this road built. Now that we've got a load of wood to do it. Cool. So things are happening. I've gone up the wrong way, haven't I? Yes. The other thing with this game I've noticed... excuse me. The other thing I've noticed is you can't sort of drag and drop roads. So you can't, like, drag it if you try. It moves the camera about, which is useful. But not useful if you want to create large stretches of road, for example. Like the large stretches I want to create over here. In order to get up to this blooming stone. Which is like a mile away. But that's not a bad thing. We can start building a town over here pretty soon then. We might even start work on that in this episode once we get some stone mined out. We can start building this place up a little bit more. Yes, I can sort of visualise the layout of the city now. I've got my head around what I'm going to do, I think. Yes, I think so. It's, you know, things are liable to change, and I'm liable to forget things, and a lot of stuff's just going to be built because I can, and because it needs to be there, and such like, and so on and such forth. We also need to think about placing, although this is way in the future yet, we need to look where the salt water and fresh water are, because we want to build a noria in order to pump water in and keep this, well, not so much keep it fertile, but fertilise it even more. By irrigating it, you can create more crops, which is good because you need less area to feed more people. Which on this island, I can see us having quite a lot of people, because we are going to be shipping goods and services to all of these small island outpost nations dotted around the map. Although this one's going to be fairly self-sufficient. I'll just have to import iron ore, I think. Some of these I'll have to import pretty much everything. That's got some wood and some good growing land, so that's not a problem. They're not going to starve to death. That one's got wood and growing land, so they're not going to starve to death. So, for the small island nations, we're looking fairly positive. Whoops, wrong button. Sorry about that. Yes, on my last playthrough, I had a tiny little island outpost that was literally a quarter of the size of, no, it wasn't even that. It was almost an eighth of the size of this island. It was tiny. Had no wood, had a few decent growing spots. But apart from that, it was hopeless, and I had to import pretty much everything. Food, wood, charcoal, arms, tools. Yeah, pretty much everything. Which was interesting. Because at the time, the AI for the boats and such like wasn't that well developed. I don't know if it's improved because that was a few weeks ago, but I hope so, because the Merchants and Ports update is looking really good, and I would suggest, if you haven't bought this game already, to go out and buy a copy on Steam, because for the price it's a really good game. I've been enjoying it over the last few weeks. It's been good fun. Very good fun. The Merchants and Ports updates just brings it into a whole new dimension. It's one of those updates which is going to be revolutionary for the game. And I've just realised that I can't build a quarry on on this piece of rock over here because of where I built the road. Oh, sorry. Okay, put one on there, which is not a problem because you can only build two anyway. So you can only build two on each individual rock. So that's not a problem. We've got a dragon coming in. One of these lovely pixelated dragons straight out of Minecraft. I do like the art style on this game. It is very good. this sort of low poly style. It does also mean that you can run this game on pretty much anything as long as it's made in the last 10 years. So it's not a hugely demanding game on graphics anyway. Memory, not so much. It is still a bit of a memory hog, especially when you get up to maps of this sort of scale. Obviously, it takes a lot of memory to draw a lot of map. But the dragon seems to be not doing a great deal at the moment, which is good. I think I can start opening up some of these farms again. Going to have to look into building some granaries and such like it. I think the granary here is probably good. Also, I am going to have to demolish some of these houses and move them a bit because I don't know where. In fact, I don't like much about where I've started building this map, to be honest. I've made a bit of a boo-boo. But there we go. As I say, you make mistakes and you learn from them. So we'll plonk that through there. Chop all these trees down. Things are looking fairly good at the moment. Might even plonk a couple more hovels down over here. And we'll also think about... can't build one yet. I need to get those stone quarries built. Even though they are so far away. Oh, look at it. They're having to travel down this whole entire road to get there. I can see this being quite a busy thoroughfare once I've got this. Once I've started developing this town. Yeah. So, yes. I'll have a road across here on piers. Can I? Yeah, because that's going to be the main wall around the back. We'll have a road across there. That gives us another bunch of space to build some more houses and such like on that side. So we're not. I've not totally screwed myself over with the placement. My keep there. It's not the end of the world. But in general, I would suggest placing your keep at the start of the game near some stone and near some wood and near some farming area. I mean, to be honest, if I was going to replace it, I would probably plonk it around about here. So it's not far from there, can grow over here and here. There's even some iron over here to chop. There's loads of wood to farm. It's a really good starting place over there, actually. But I was an idiot and I didn't see that. And I plonked it over here instead. But it's not the end of the world, as I say. We can make do. I can see the use of aqueducts and reservoirs being quite popular in this playthrough as well. Because we are literally going to have to pump all the water up there, down here, and to 2 or 3 reservoirs dotted along here, which means, actually, I might there's not a place. As long as it's in fresh water, it's that's not fresh water. It's have I got any fresh water? There we go. We've got fresh water down here. Look, I think that's fresh water as well. So yeah, we're going to have to pipe it in there. There. is going to be quite interesting, given the expense of building the aqueducts and the reservoirs. So yes. Also, by irrigating your crops, you can then build on these barren patches of land you can grow on. So it's good if you're short on growing space as well. I've not done that. Yay! Small village! Woo! We've got 25 people! Yay! That's the first milestone done. And we actually have some stone now, so we can build some woodcutters. And I think we'll build the first here. Let's... hang on. Am I seeing things? No. I'm not seeing things, it's just... me blindy. That's what the problem is. So we'll plonk a couple of those down. Gives us some regular supply of wood. I think we'll have an industrial area over here with the docks and such like. It's a good idea to keep your industrial side of things separate to your residential and entertainment side of things. So we'll try and do that. We need to have a look at these mines as well. I would like to start making some charcoal and mining some of that precious stone ore, because we could do with breaking some of these unusable stone lumps. So I'm thinking, let's see, oh damn it, I've cancelled it now, haven't I? Rookie error. Bearing in mind I have only got 80 hours or so of gameplay on here, so I am still a rookie. However, I have played through, what, 5-6 maps so far of this Kingdoms and Castles. So, am I really a rookie? Or am I just an idiot? As the viewer, I'll let you make your mind up yourself. Although I have a funny feeling it might just be the lantern. But there we go. Oh, that's spacebar. There we go. See rookie errors? I think it might just be because I'm an idiot. Right, we do, however, need to get a granary in, because we are starting to... we do have a lot of crops and whatnot being grown now, so we need somewhere to store them. However, where can I do that? I think we'll put it there. We also need to build a well, because my town's burning down, which is not a good thing. So we'll put one there, because that's going to be within the new walls of the castle. We do also need to put a well or two down over here. If I've got any wood a stone even to build it. Which I don't. I've also got to try and figure out where so that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So technically I could get to... 3x3 farms down there. It's not a bad idea. Or I could just plonk a road through. Should I just plonk a road through? I mean, I do kind of want to plonk a road down through here, but I can't because I've got to be able to get mine in it. So, oh, you know what? Sod it. So we're going to have it turned down there. So later we'll pull this out once we can get all of those mined out. The next thing is we'll start chopping some more wood. We'll get the main road down here built. This one's going to go to the port, which will require for shipping things in and out. Although I do anticipate the ports being moved out more out here, so I will expand the land. Once I've got some more quarries built. Speaking of building more quarries, well, actually, that was the reason why we was going to start mining the ore, wasn't it? Because we wanted to expand that quarry over there. We also really need to expand our town, because they're starting to get a bit upset, I think. Sorry about that. So, if I plonked a road down here, that's not a bad thing. Then I can have a road run up here once I get the once I get the piers built. And then we can expand slowly over onto here. We can also wall it if I really want. Ooh. Actually, that's a good thing. So that's what? Road 1, 2, 3, and that is still fresh water. So that's buildable, technically speaking. So I could put a wall around it while still having the 3 tiles away from road to build on. Hey, that's useful to know. Fact, as I say, things aren't looking that bleak, to be honest, given where I've placed my town to start with. So yeah, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. Still need loads more stone. We are so short of stone. You will find while you're playing this game that stone is one of the hardest things to get hold of. So, making sure that when you start your colony, you build close to stone, because otherwise you'll end up like me and you'll have this massive road all the way up to your quarries. Which, as I say, isn't the end of the world. I mean, as long as you start your settlement on an island with some stone and some trees, you're not going to get yourself stuck in a situation. I mean, to be honest, I could have quite happily started on this island, even though it's not got any iron, because you just require some stone and trees to build a dock, I believe. Yes, oh, and you need to have some gold to build it as well. So we need to tax those suckers and all. Which is a good point, we need to start taxing those suckers. I didn't think where I was going to put that, did I? Oh, I turned all West Country then, didn't I? War. That hovel's looking like where I'm going to put the tax office. Once I can afford it, once I've got, you know, enough stone and whatnot. That's the biggest problem we have at the moment. Now, do I move this road across like here? Just so I can start mining the other piece of stone. Just so that we can start getting some stone in the bank. No. Let's start building some cottages. That should pretty much double my housing capacity now. Given that hovel can hold 5 people and a cottage can hold 12. Generally, the bigger the house, the more people you can hold per square. I'm not quite sure what the units are on this game, but a hovel can hold 5 per square, that can hold 6 per square cottage. And when you're a big high roller, you can get the manor, which holds 6 and a bit. It's not much better than a cottage, but you also get quite a bit more tax off of them, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. Although it's not a huge jump in people per square. You can still, starving. You can make a bit more tax money. So, we'll open that, we'll open that, and we'll open that. Okay, yes, indeed. Doody. Sorry, I've just seen a good place to put a large granary. I think in these 4 spots here. Does mean I kind of stuff up putting in some more grain farms over here, but that's not the end of the world. We can always put down an orchard. Once we get some irrigation going, we can probably plot one over here as well. No, we can't, because there's going to be a castle in there. So we'll just stick to a couple of farms over here. Probably over here as well. We'll have a big granary there, and we've got an orchard there. So things are looking okay. The pawns aren't particularly happy. Happiness is at 40%, which is not great, but also not the end of the world. It's not completely dire yet. Okay, cancel twice. Look, I did the same thing. So let's get rid of some of this because we want to start building some more city, which we can't do at the moment because we haven't cleared any land for it. So let's clear some land. We'll get growing, building, and expanding this settlement. I still want to build a big town over here. That is going to happen. Just not at this early stage in the game. Once we've got things going a little bit more successfully, we'll put one in. But at this particular moment in time, I can't really warrant it. I've got to try and build this town up first. Yes, let's hey. This, I will just bear in mind, this is a preview release of the game so far. We are on beta 10 of build 109, so it is still full of bugs. I wouldn't recommend going out and playing it before they've finished releasing it properly, but I'm sure you'll see a release in the next few weeks, if not in the next few days, as this game is coming together quite nicely now with this update. Yes, it's you can definitely see the work that's gone into it. They are working very hard on producing a very good game. Even though it's not the most sophisticated game in the world, it's still very good fun to play. I have been getting many hours of enjoyment out of this game. As I said earlier, about 80 something, I think. Not quite the triple digits yet, but we'll get there. We will be by the end of this series, I'm sure. But as I said before, there is no real end game. I am playing it on hard mode, so there is a chance if our happiness drops below a certain value of happiness, they might kick me out as leader. But here's hoping that doesn't happen. But yes. Things are going well. And on that bombshell, I think I'm going to call it an end of an episode.